Trinidad, according to the people, they want the borders closed. So what Venezuelan are coming into Trinidad without proper documentation. So we are here to support the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Right? We will be walking probably 2 or 3 however the police see fit in trains, and we will be going, singing, dancing, whatever. And then tomorrow, all the politicians in this country have to go in a parliament building. So we stay in there. Because we don't make we sing all night because the country will sleep. Eventually, so we will take a rest too. Right? But we're not leaving, but we will sleep peacefully. Love in your house. Let me keep going. Tell the people of Trinidad today whether they need to come out, we need to support this. This is about your Trinidad today. It's not about UNC or PNF. This is about that. This is about we. This is about we. This is about we. Close the borders. Close the borders. Close the borders. Close the borders. Close the borders.
Once again, Saieed, tell us what is happening outside here at the Oval.
We are down here at the Oval at Port of Spain, where the people are demanding from the present government and from the Minister of National Security to close the borders. Why do we need the borders closed? It's because too many undocumented immigrants are coming into our country, and we are just standing by and watch while our Minister of National Security says, "Oh, let come in." So the protest here tonight, it is Thursday night, and we are here to protest for the safety in closing the borders, because too many people are coming in and they are undocumented. We don't know what kind of people are coming in. All we know is that they are Venezuelans, and they are influx in Trinidad. It is too much. According to Sidras Councillor, Mr. Sanka Tiloxi, it is over 100,000 Venezuelans that are in Trinidad. They are undocumented. They are rushing to be registered before the deadline day tomorrow. And this is where we are. The people are tired and they are fed up, and they are demanding that our border be closed. So it's up to the ministers in power, the ministers that we put in power, to close the border. As you can hear them chanting behind me, we need our borders closed. Close the border. So that is what we are asking from the present government. You can notice the people are not breaking any laws. They are on the pavement. The officers are there. They are keeping a watchful eyes to make sure that whatever protest we are having, it goes in accordance with the safety, and the traffic are flowing, as you can see that. So we are here to support the people in what they are asking for, and that is close the border to the influx of migrants that are coming in Trinidad. That is what this protest is all about. Only a friend,
basically, I want to make it clear, it's not being against the Venezuelan migrants that are already here. No, we didn't come for violence, we didn't come for riots, we didn't come to be inhumane against anybody. But we're here to remove this government and close our borders. Right? Who is here? We can't do anything. We need to assess the situation, reassess, and go about it a whole different way. But they're already here, but we must close the borders. How could we continue to register and more come in? Where will it end? You understand? So we're not against who already here, but no more should come. No more. The borders must be closed, and this government must be removed instantly. We want elections now.
Okay, what if you don't get what you want tonight?
We will be here forever. The whole of Trinidad and Tobago will reach here. We are the government, not Rowley, not Alwari, not Mbebe, not these people. I am the government and you is the government. I hire Rowley. I fire in Rowley.
Tell them again.
So don't tell me or ask me what if I don't get. I will get what I want. And I'm not leaving. Because nothing, nobody can do me for firing somebody I hire. We here tonight, tomorrow night. And the numbers growing. And it's just growing. And it's just growing. United we stand, divided we fall.
What is your accomplishment?
The accomplishment here tonight is to show we are assembling, not march of pressing. This is the rally to roll out. The borders must be closed. The registration
must stop. Well, that is why we are here. And if the border is not closed tomorrow, after that, we demand justice and transparency and accountability. We want the numbers. If we can't get the numbers, we need action. Keith Rowley must tell the people why the burden on these Venezuelans on our back and our pockets have to pay for this. What is called, we need, you see in this country, we have a 7 days rollover. Today it happened, tomorrow you forget. This ain't happening. This is Winston Ragu. And if only you know Winston Ragu, when I stand for justice, I mean justice. So this is not political. And this is why we're here. Listen, Keith Rowley said, this is not an immigration camp. They're not keeping migrants here. But where the hell are you going to put them tomorrow? That is my problem. Why are people still allowed to come in this country today and they know the registration is 1 day? Listen, the registration really is. It must be electronic registration paper with an ID and a slip to get to this door here. So if you are here without a slip, you don't stand a chance to stay in the country. What is people, Paris Alvari and Scotland, are they going to table a next bill to change registration period while they are here? But not by the hundred, by the thousands. Where are they sleeping tomorrow? Who is taking care of them? Which house are they going to live in? Are we going to live on the streets, on the pavement? While this country, the economy has failed and the democracy of Trinidad has collapsed. We need transparency and accountability. Tonight, that we're rolling out here. Because after here, we're going to the waterfront. From the waterfront, every month, every week, we're going to have a protest. We're going to get people in this country to get transparency.
Yes, viewers, we are here. The line is getting ready to go down to the parliament. Here have people spending the night who have to go home. But we are here in this protest to support the people to close the borders. There is too much taking place.
And all of tell us something peaceful or anybody go against it, I just say we have real other leaders here. We have people from PEP, we have Ground Report, we have 97.5, we have Mr. Hadid, what's his name? Abood, Mr. Abood. We have Abood, we have a man from Real Talk. Big people join now, big people join. And if all you don't stay united, it will collapse. But let me tell you something. One by one, all it will collapse by all itself. Because all the leaders here share in the same interest. And we have to abide by the police, regardless if they like it or not. Because we will go against them, and that is failure. What do you do? You're running into bullets. You're running into battle. You just want to cuss and quarrel and look ignorant. That's not what we come here for. It's Rowley we come here for. It's we borders we come here for. It's we schools, we education, we health. We houses that are waiting to give their needs. That's what we come here for. And if we act like Rowley and really be rowdy, we won't get that. Because Rowley behavior is why he getting overthrown now. So if all the behavior like here, we will laugh just like Rowley.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, spiritual consultant and real estate businessman. Remember, for those of you that are having spiritual problems, those of you who need counseling, you can contact me at 339-1670. Those of you who have properties to sell, you can contact me. Those of you who are looking for property to buy, you can also contact me. I want to say a special good night to you viewers of Real Talk in Trinidad and Tobago, up the Caribbean, around the globe. Those of you that are on our Real Talk page, like and share the page as we go live. Those of you on the YouTube, TT Real Talk, hit the bell and you will know when we go live. Now I encourage you to tell your friends and your family about Real Talk. Right now we are the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago, where we bring the facts to you, the viewers, local and regional. This is the only show that brings it to you live and direct. This is the only show that you can call in 237-3135 and voice your concern. This is your platform. Drainage problem, road problem, water problem, light problem, hospital problem, you name it, this is your platform. Viewers, I want to welcome you as I start tonight's show. What you saw on screen a little while ago was the protest at the Oval last night. I was there, my camera crew were there. We were there supporting the viewers and the people of Real Talk, the citizen. The citizen is why we were there, because of them. Now, as you have heard, the chant on the background was to close the borders. Why they were there? Because an influx of too many Venezuelan individuals were here in Trinidad, undocumented. Just imagine, undocumented, and it is illegal to be in a country without any form of proper documentation. And what is our ministers doing about it? Absolutely nothing. Kola, good night.
Good night, Saeed. Saeed, good night.
Go right ahead.
Listen, when this government lying and telling people there's only 15,000 people in the country, there's more than that. More than that in this country.
Yes.
So down on the next channel, there's only 14 registered. They're lying.
Thank you, my dear.
They're lying, Mr. Saeed.
Thank you, my dear. Now, viewers, as we start our program tonight, opposition leader Kamala Prasad Bisesa is calling on the PNM government to immediately lock down our borders as she was greeted by angry protesters this afternoon outside of the parliament. Now, this protest started last night and it continued today. It will continue tomorrow also. Presently, they are at the Parliament building and they are protesting to close our borders. Why? Because these are concerned citizens of Trinidad. As we move on, viewers, National Security Minister Stuart Young blames the opposition for promoting hate against the Venezuelan migrant in Trinidad and Tobago. You see, everything is about a hate, and a hate, and a hate. It's not about a hate. They are here undocumented, and that is against the law. So how can you say, Mr. Young, she is promoting hate? No one is promoting hate. As you all have seen in videos surfacing on YouTube and on television, there are individuals who are coming out and assisting them with food and water and snacks and whatever. So how can you say hate? It is not about hate. It's about being undocumented in Trinidad. And you as the Minister of National Security supposed to make sure that there are no undocumented individuals in Trinidad and Tobago. But what you are doing is that you have opened up the border to illegal and legal individuals to come and register. So who is to be blamed for the vast amount of undocumented Venezuelan in Trinidad and Tobago? Is no one but yourself. No one but yourself. Caller, good night. Hello? Next call. He also condemned the protest that took place yesterday outside of the Oval, that is last night, and also in front of the Parliament today. Just imagine that.
They also, some of them found themselves out of the Parliament, and it was quite amusing because when I left the Parliament at lunchtime today to do some quick errands and came back in, when I left and they were shouting their chants, they had no signs. When I left the Parliament a short while ago to come here to meet with you, the members of the media, they had perfectly printed signs with a lot of anti-government and anti-PNM slogans. That is all orchestrated. And I'll leave it at that. You, the citizens, can read in between the lines and understand. The same thing this morning in answering questions in the Parliament. There has been a lot of attack on the Venezuelan registration process. And they must be so depressed now that what they hoped to feel did not feel.
You blame the UNC. How can you blame the UNC? They are not in power. This protest was held by the concerned citizens of Trinidad and Tobago because of our border being opened. That is what the protest was about. To secure our borders, to close the borders from undocumented immigrants coming into Trinidad and Tobago. And you as the Minister of National Security are doing nothing about it. You know they are undocumented, but what are you doing? Can you go to any other country? Have you ever heard any Minister of National Security from any other country encouraging unwanted and undocumented individuals? No, only in Trinidad. Why? Like I ask this question, was it because of the gas deal, the Dragon gas deal, that have not materialized as yet? Staying on the Minister of National Security, Minister Stuart Young issued a new visa policy for Trinidad and Tobago. He made this announcement today via a media briefing today. Take a look at this video.
And we are going to have a policy in place as to who visas will be granted to or not be granted to. So of course it allows us a filtering and a screening process to be utilized. A visa policy is not something that is by any means abnormal. Right now we have visa policies for other countries in the world, and their entrance into Trinidad and Tobago. We ourselves as Trinidad and Tobagonians are subject to visas elsewhere, and it will be the enforcement of those visas. You overstay your visa, we pick you up, we're going to take you to the Immigration Detention Center, and we are going to deport you. The work has begun at the work is about to begin at the Eastern Correctional Facility for us to increase the size of our IDC, or Immigration Detention Center capacity. So that work is expected to begin very, very shortly. We've done the procurement processes, and we just want to get on with the work. So we have an increased capacity. So persons who are here illegally, we will pick you up, we will take you there, and we will deport.
Now, viewers, once he issued a visa for you, and your time is up, they will deport you. Listen carefully. At 5 p.m. this evening, all registration center in Trinidad and Tobago was closed. Hundreds of undocumented, illegal immigrants in Trinidad and Tobago. Where are they going now? I want you, the viewers, to tell me, where are they going, and what is the Minister of National Security doing about this? What is the Commissioner of Police doing about this? What is law enforcement doing about this? What is the Immigration Department doing about this? 237-3135. Caller, good night.
And a very good evening to you, Mr. Said.
You too, my friend.
And this one is directly to Mr. Stuart Young. Mr. Stuart Young, stop blaming the UNC, stop blaming Kamala. Stop the blame game. Is you to blame when you invited the illegals to come in to register?
Yes.
What do you expect them to come in by the boatloads? Look, they're still coming in.
Yes.
Custom have to, Coast Guard had to turn away 2 boatload of people. And this thing about if you overstay, we will catch you and we will deport you. Stop fooling the people.
True.
Stop lying. All you deported nobody. Immigration center is packed to capacity.
Yes.
And the reason they're not sending back anybody to what country they come from, they're saying it's costing too much money.
Yes.
It is costing too much money to mind these people there in any case.
Exactly.
So these people, stop the blame game. Stuart, we ain't stupid anymore. We eyes open up now. Stop it. All the best.
Thank you, my friend. You see, I belong to Trinidad and Tobago. I am a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. I was born and raised in Trinidad and Tobago. I have business in Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension other countries. Today, I am the host of the #1 talk show in Trinidad and Tobago and around the world. And I stand for justice. And we have the Minister of National Security who is encouraging undocumented citizens in Trinidad and Tobago. And today, he blames the UNC. Kamala Prasad-Bisesa did not state in a media briefing whether you're illegal or not. Come in, we will register you. She did not say that. Now, when you do something good, Mr. Young, I do compliment you. When I wanted the bills to pass, the legislations to come forward and pass, you and the Attorney General came together and you did it. I do thank you for that. But I want you to understand something. It is my duty to inform the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago what is taking place. Because I stand for justice. I stand for the right thing in Trinidad. And what you are doing is wrong. I did say to you, right here on my show, that you will regret making that statement. And the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago will feel it. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night. I have a quick question. You know, I support everything what people do now as a protesting, but I'm trying to find out how come nobody go protest when WASA given all this problem getting water in this country? How come nobody protesting with all the killings going on in this country? They had a killing in Big Yard. People went and protest because they believe that's how the police killed this little girl. 2 weeks later, they had another set of shooting up in Big Yard. Nobody protest. I trying to figure out, is it when we need to protest? Because come we protesting all the time to solve problems in Trinidad? Instead, everybody they fighting on each other. Why can't we come together as one people, as one country, and try to figure out how we can solve things and make things better for this country?
I understand what you're saying, caller.
Because the same way, when people go to the States, people just go there without no green card, no paperwork, and they just go stay in the States the same way. We're supposed to help our neighbors, because if the boat turn and it happened to us, you never know what could happen to this country today or tomorrow. We must run to Venezuela, go to some other country. We're supposed to help out, yes. We have to stop it because Trinidad is a small country. We cannot take all these people. I believe in what a lot of these people is doing. But we're supposed to have some kind of humanity towards people that help people out too. You know what I mean? We have to stand up and protest for a lot of stuff. That's not for this Venezuelan stuff. For the unnecessary killings going on in this country, boss man. That's all I'm calling about. Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling in, caller. But I want you to understand something. There are a lot of protests that takes place throughout Trinidad for different reasons. When they had the killing in Big Yard, there was a protest. There was a protest. When WASA playing the fool with water, there are protests. That is why I have decided to inform you of everything that is taking place in Trinidad. There are protests. Last night's protest was about everything. It was about standstill of jobs in Trinidad and Tobago. It was about people being let go. It was about people on the breadline. It was about the influx of immigrants. It was about closing the border. It was about a lot of things. Not just one particular thing. Tears broke down out in Tobago as Venezuelan migrants were turned away as the doors closed in Tobago at the Caroline building. Take a look at this video.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really quality feedback that I will see them. We come here for this, and then we come here.
The unlucky ones did not get registered because of the amount of illegal immigrants who were in Tobago. They had 14 days. Some got through, some did not get through. But my question is now, what are you going to do now? Because when 93 individuals from Venezuela were found in the Point 14 forest, Santa Flora forest to be exact, you said the officers took down vital information, you scanned them, you do whatever it is you do, and you could not give account to where those 93 individuals are up to now. Now I want to know what will take place tomorrow, knowing you are the Minister of National Security, knowing there are hundreds, if not thousands, of illegal immigrants in Trinidad. What are you going to do? Now, according to the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Gary Griffiths, he is saying, as long as you do not have a ticket, you do not have a chance, which means if you are caught by the law, you will be deported. That is the words of our Commissioner of Police. On the other hand, we have the Prime Minister saying that it is costing too much to send them back to their country. Presently in the IDC, there's a hunger strike of illegal immigrants. Let's imagine, you are illegal here and you are caught for not having proper documents. When we put you in jail now, you are starving yourself. Are you mad? You here in a foreign country without proper legal paperwork, and when you are caught, you're put in jail and you're starving yourself. Well, die! I never sent you there without papers. If a Trinidadian leave Trinidad and go in the States and you get caught, what do? They post you right back.
Get your ad on the show that matters. Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's engaging, entertaining, and straight to the point. Real Talk brings the issues of the day to the people. It's Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's local, regional, and international. It's Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Get your ad now. Call 1-868-237-3135 or 1-868-339-1670.
Welcome back, viewers. Hundreds of Venezuelan migrants turned away from the registration center in Tobago. Take a look at this video. Now, viewers, they have been turned away. Now, a lot of immigrants left Trinidad and went to Tobago hoping to be registered because the influx in Tobago was not as much as they were in Trinidad. So they thought if they go to Tobago, the process would be easier and faster. But as the time was dawned on them this afternoon, 5 p.m., when the registration office closed, this is what happened in Tobago this afternoon. Caller, good night.
Good afternoon, Mr. Said.
Go right ahead.
About it is, fasten your belt fasten your belt, fasten your belt. Over 100,000 more mouths to feed in this country. I would like that last caller who called it to take the rest that didn't register, put them in his house and mind them and feed them. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. Now, it is sad, you know. What I am concerned about is the Minister of National Security know that there are hundreds of unwanted, undocumented immigrants in Trinidad. And what are you going to do, being the Minister of National Security? Are you going to set the proper example by deporting them according to the Commissioner of Police? Are you going to stick to the law and let the officers do their jobs as hunting down the illegal immigrants? Would the Immigration Department, would their officers be out in full swing? Remember, viewers, it's Fire Friday and we lighten them up. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Mr. Saeed, do you know if any of the illegal immigrants who were not registered, were they held? Because that's what we waited to find out, you know, because you know they said that after 5 o'clock, and they don't register them, they are still illegal immigrants, right? Now, when a man cannot handle a job, he finds somebody to be blamed for it. So the easiest thing for Stuart Young to do is to blame the UNC for pushing hatred against the Venezuelans. Mr. Said, I know for a fact a lot of people that were out here were not UNC supporters. They were disgruntled citizens of this country who find that something unfair is going on. What it is happening with our borders, right? So it's only UNC people concerned about the borders being porous and open and whatever coming into this country. You come blame the UNC now for pushing hatred against the Venezuelans. You see, sometimes when you see you don't think before you talk, let them continue pushing that stupid talk and you will see what will happen. People are unhappy what it is going on. Mr. Saeed, I have no problem. All you want to bring them, you know.
No.
But get them, I mean, we have to have a humanitarian side of it.
Yes.
But look at what it is going on.
Exactly.
Look at the amount of people. We've never seen so many people in Lagos. And you coming to say now that is because UNC pushing hatred against these people? This man better get a reality check before something be... Amber said we didn't riot when they do all the nonsense that they did to us.
No.
You understand? He better get a reality check because people are getting fed up of the nonsense that this government is doing. Mr. Saeed, you have a good afternoon.
Thank you, my dear. You see, this is the only program will bring the present day current affair topics to you, the people, and to let you know what is going on. This platform is for you to call and voice your concern and your opinion. Because why? It matters to you, the people. And it's you, the people, who place the government in power. They didn't reach just so, you know. They begged for your votes. They begged for you to sink your finger in that ink and put it next to the PNM. They begged you for it, night after night. And this is what we are reaping. Let me tell you something. I am not on the UNC platform. I am not on the PNM platform. I am not on the NJAC platform or the DLP or the PPP or whatever you call it. I am a concerned resident of Trinidad and Tobago, and I have decided to let my voice be heard. This is what I am doing, and I am standing up for the rights, not only for me, not for my wife and children, but for others in Trinidad and Tobago as well. Caller, good night.
Yes, hello, good night, sir.
You too, go right ahead.
The people who get turned away, why the Minister of National Security has his law enforcement people hold them and put them in the detention center at the same time when the centers and them close? Why that didn't happen? What did this man really do?
It's sad. Come back to me, guys. Let me tell you something. In the US, when immigration department and the troopers making a raid, let me tell you something. As long as you're not documented, you're going, you know. They don't business, you know. As long as you're not documented, you're going. We encouraging it. We encouraging it. So tomorrow morning now, when they decide now to call a media briefing, what will they say? They don't know where the individuals are? I'm waiting to hear that. Call her good night.
Hello.
Go right ahead.
Good night, Mr. Saieed.
Call her, go right ahead.
Yes, I live in Trinidad, but I sympathize with the Trinidadians because I think we got some very weak Caribbean leaders because you have millions of people in a big country and they all try to squeeze into small countries who already are overloaded. I think that the leaders need to deal with those leaders who refuse to pass the law. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley said in Parliament today that 12,833 Venezuelans have been registered as of Thursday night in Trinidad and Tobago. Take a look at this video.
Madam Speaker, could the Prime Minister update the Parliament on the number of Venezuelan migrants so far registered?
As at 10:27 p.m. last night, Thursday, 13th June, the registration process registered 13,933 Venezuelans.
Now, viewers, my apologies, 13,900. Now, listen to this. That is what he said registered. Right? 13,900 registered. Now, listen carefully. I spoke to CEDRA's councillor, Mr. Shankar Tilak Singh, on Thursday night, live on my show via phone call, and this is what he told Real Talk and the viewers of Real Talk. Take a look at this video.
We had a tally of almost 800, close to between 800 to 1,000 Venezuelans per week rotating through that port. I would expect that that figure, the Venezuelans that we have in Trinidad, as I would have, based on the figures that comes from the authorities, is in Trinidad at present, close to above 100,000. We had a tally of almost 800, close to between 800 to 1,000 Venezuelans per week rotating through that port. I would expect that that figure, the Venezuelans that we have in Trinidad, as I would have, based on the figures that comes from the authorities, is in Trinidad at present, close to above 100,000.
Now, viewers, that was the voice of CEDRA's councillor, Shankar Tilak Singh. And on a daily basis, he does be in CEDRA's by the port. And this is the figure that was calculated and given to him. So 13,900 register. Where is the next? And where is the large amount of individuals going now? Where is the rest? 80-something thousand people. Where are they going? You tell me. Call a good night.
Good program, Saeed.
Thank you, my friend.
This is government. I don't know what to say on the side. Them fellas ain't have a lot of shame in them, you know. From the Prime Minister going right down. Saeed, you're running a country, nothing is working in the country, right? Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Travel, nothing is working. And there are people hungry in the country. Children can't get to schools. If there are no drugs in the hospital, people suffering. A lot of them people can't get a pension. And they're talking about it, bringing people here to live. And they're lines with the big stupid self talking about the UNC. They're like they will blame the UNC for the whole 5 years in government. They ain't doing nothing. What they do is the UNC. It's come around the UNC, give all the money. Come around the UNC, do this. Come around the UNC, do that. And what all you know, they're doing nothing. But why don't people call election and we vote them out by side? They're just wasting people's time, boy. They waste their time, PLM. Try to lock down and listen to you, boy.
Thank you, my friend. Now viewers, Minister of National Security Stuart Young shed some light today in Parliament as to what is happening with a Venezuelan migrant who was not able to register in Trinidad and Tobago today. Take a look at this video.
At 5 o'clock this afternoon, the registration or the admission of persons being registered will cease. Those who are in the lines, we have already worked out a system that has actually been implemented during the course of this week, over the last few days, where persons who are present in the lines, and we would have identified them prior to that, would be photographs taken of them. They would be given a slip and a chit with a specific unique identification mark on it, and a date on it, and a stamp on it, and a number on it, and that is the way we would be able to complete their specific registration process. So whoever is there at 5 p.m. this afternoon, that is what will apply to them. They will be registered, but after 5 p.m. this afternoon, there will be no more registering of new persons who are not part of the process.
5 p.m., no more illegal immigrants will be registered. My concern is, what do you have in place for these immigrants that are here undocumented? Don't tell me that you all do not have a plan come tomorrow morning. You decide to give them registration, not a problem, okay? 13,000, almost 14,000 registered, not a problem. They are here on a one-year work permit, okay, fine. What are you going to do with the next 87,000 undocumented immigrants? And according to the Immigration Department, they are breaking the law. So you tell me now. Because what you are seeing on screen is in Tobago, and all of them from Tobago will be buying a ticket to come back to Trinidad. So where are they going from Trinidad? You tell me. Call good night.
Hello, good night, Saeed. Good
Audio.
program as usual. But you just said what I was going to say. This is a violation of human rights.
Yes.
They really, and Buenos Dias man with the microphone, Buenos Dias minister, open the floodgate. You can't close it halfway and say, no, this half we are fixing all it up. We're going to fix this half up. You have to register every one of them. The international community is going to come down on them. This is violation and discrimination, Saeed. And you're going to see how it's going to unfold. Anyway, Saeed, so much for that. I feel sorry to see how things unfold and, people crying and things, but the international community going to come down on the government to fix that. They have to register everybody. Anyway, Mr. Dimbert in Parliament, he going to charge the amnesty with the tax amnesty, and he going to charge people for late payment. Since 2015, I get my tax return. Who I go charge? I can't go to nobody to have this matter addressed. So I hope he's listening and going to fix this, pay me my money. Since 2015, I have my tax return to get. Anyway, brother, thanks very much for giving me the opportunity. Keep up the good work. God bless.
Thank you, my friend. As I was saying last night, let me tell you a piece of information. Let me tell you something. There is a big fraud scandal going on with the piece of paper. You see, when you registered and they give you a piece of paper, let me tell you something. Info coming to me. I tried to contact the individual, but they are on work and they are unable to take my call. But let me tell you something. A Spanish national is renting from that individual. And the Spanish national is a police officer of Venezuela. Listen this. What he said is that the paper that they are getting from the registration center are being photocopied. Photocopied, and fraud is taking place. Listen to this. When that paper is copied and they do over where they had to do over, he is saying it looks original. So when police, listen carefully, so when police officers stop a Venezuelan national and they produce your documents, it looks original. It is a big fraud scandal. And whose mouth is coming from? A Venezuelan national who is a police officer right here in Trinidad. Eh? Couple days back, they got a tampered passport from a Venezuelan national going to register. How did I get that? Because the individual have been watching my show. And people who he trusted said, we have some info for you. So some individuals, Spanish nationals, when you look at their documents, you will tell yourself it's real, but it's not. So this is for you now, the Minister of National Security, who opened the border for illegal immigrants to come in. That is what you have to deal with now. That info came from a police from Venezuela who is in Trinidad. I tried to contact the individual today, but they are on work and they were unable to take our phone calls. So that is something you all need to think about very closely. And you know, when I bring something here, it's not a foolish thing. You know? It's not a foolish thing. Call her good night.
Yeah, good night, Said, and viewers. If a government, hello?
Yes, go right ahead. You're live on Real Talk.
If a government cannot secure its border, and the government have said that in many times in different ways, if they cannot and is incapable, impotent of securing their border,
yes,
could they be a government of a country? How could they fire out somebody if they cannot secure a family? How could they call themselves the boss of that home?
If you
or
cannot
the
train your
protector
own
of that home?
child.
If a government cannot secure the border and protect its people, what type of government is that?
Exactly.
If you could not fix, after 4 years, the sea bridge between Trinidad and Tobago, fix the sea bridge between Venezuela and Trinidad now?
Thank you, my friend. Let me tell you something. Excuse. As soon as the advisory team to Mr. Stuart Young realize we are getting overpopulated, they're supposed to secure the border right around Trinidad. Bring out the army, build camps around Trinidad, and let them secure the border on a 24-hour basis. Why? Because they are coming in by the hundreds. And I told you a couple nights back, with info coming to me, as soon as they dock in Trinidad, a bus taking them straight to registration center. Call her good night.
Good night, sir. You hear me, my brother?
Yes, go right ahead.
Right. I am sitting down here, and I am asking the same question that everybody asks. What next? Remember I told you this week here that they should have closed up this border since last week?
Yep.
I also say, and I tell you, that this right now, Mr. Manning itself, will be laughing.
Yeah, oh yes.
Laughing at this country.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know why? Mr. Manning warned this country about that man they call Keith Christopher Rowley. I hear Stuart Young blaming the UNC. I hear how we name the police commissioner say everything is well.
Yeah.
You understand? And the line I hear Keith Rowley is telling people we don't want to hear.
Yep.
That man is a notorious liar. That man watching everybody in the face every day and lying and telling the people them while the country is suffering, my brother.
Oh, yes.
While the country is bleeding while the country is going through a time of, the liquor toll. You understand? And today, what will happen? And people in this country sitting down there last night in that protest there, it wasn't about politics,
No.
It was about the country, my brother.
Yes.
It was about your country, your future for your children, your grandchildren, and the future of yourself. People in the country not working. Where them people gonna get work from? Why the government is encouraging that? There's something more to it, my brother. Something more to it. And I tell you again, if you every during all of that scandal and closing on Petrotrin, I tell you, my friend, you ain't seen nothing yet. You give them a couple months and you're going to see. You're going to come to this country. And the people who say they're ready and they're ready, and we're going for PNM, and we voted PNM, I want to see them. Let me the same people bread come off the table to give them Venezuela, my brother. I thank you, have a good night, and I hope and pray to Almighty God.
Thank you, my friend. I tell you, I am willing to buy a boat now, I'm willing to buy a boat now, because my security company registered, I could work with immigration. I'm not here to skin and grin and laugh, We're in a serious situation. Trinidadians cannot get work to pay their bills. How this 83,000 immigrants we have here, undocumented, fixing their house. Even we Trinidadians cannot get work, and we Trinidadians are robbing our brothers and sisters right here in Trinidad. What do you think would happen with that 83,000? What are they going to do? It's Fire Friday, it's a light up night, and this is why I decided to let it out. Because last night, when I was there by the Oval, it was about closing our borders. It was about securing the people of Trinidad and Tobago. It was not about politics. It is not about politics. It is not about the UNC who paying who. No. If UNC had to pay anybody as a chairman, I could have tell you what so and so get paid, but nobody get paid. We were there, uniting as one. From all different race, all different religion, all different creed. We were there uniting as one. For what? A better Trinidad, close the border. But tomorrow I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see what's taking place. This is what I am waiting to see. Because there are 83,000 illegal human beings in Trinidad. You give the Venezuelan access, but you didn't give the Jamaican and the Cuban and the Guyanese, and the Chinese, and the Dominicans. You didn't give them the same option. You didn't. And that is the problem. Like I said, I don't mind they are here, I don't. But if any Trinidadian end up in any other country, and they are caught by their immigration department or their police officers, they will be detained and they will be sent back to their country. So what is going to happen to 83,000, 87,000 people in Trinidad? You are the Minister of National Security. You following the law. Commissioner of Police, Mr. Gary Griffith, he is following the law. What is taking place now? You tell me. Who are we now? Do we have a say? You see, when you have power get to your head, and you forget who you are, and you forget how you reach there, is a serious thing. It's a serious thing. Now we hear how our Prime Minister tongue switch. We are not going to set up refugee camps in Trinidad. You all have the video for that, guys? Now, Mr. Keith Christopher Rowley tongue turn. We are not going to set up immigration camps in Trinidad. So where's the 87,000 undocumented immigrants are going? I want to see how Mr. Stuart Young is going to fix this problem. This is what I want to see. How is this problem going to be fixed? How are you going to secure the legal ones in Trinidad? How are you going to find the undocumented one? Our Prime Minister says it is costing too much. In IDC Detention Center, they are starving. They are starving for their rights. Just imagine that. You're here illegally and you're starving. What are you trying to prove? If you get a heart attack or you faint away inside there, who you blaming? Eh? Who you blaming? You gonna want us to IDC? For what? You're illegal. Tell her nobody is zipping this mouth. No. You're making a mistake zipping this mouth. Switching gears a bit, viewers. NITCO says that the Jean de la Vatelle ferry is on its way to Trinidad and should be here within 10 days. We should see the ferry here on Monday, the 24th of June, 2019. We will just have to wait and see. We will just have to wait and see. We have a problem in Trinidad. And how is it going to stop? How is it going to fix? How are we, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, are to feel safe when our ministers, those in authority, those who begged us to put them in power, open our border, open Trinidad gates? So we don't know who. It is said humanitarian and helping our brother and sister is showing gratitude and showing kindness. Okay? Nothing wrong with that. I just do a lot of charity. But one thing I can tell you, if I go to the States on a 6 months visa and I stay 7 months and they catch me, I'm going back. It doesn't matter what charity I do. It doesn't matter how much money I give out. They're sending me back. Because we are out of time for tonight, a repeat of the program is at Monday morning at 10 a.m. Now remember, I always say it's Friday night. Be safe on the weekend and do not end up in problems. Viewers, I'll see you right here Monday at 7 p.m. on Synergy TV. This is Real Talk. This is Saeed. Good night.